Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Anime Reviews, the channel where we talk about seasonal anime on the daily, and today we are talking about My Hero Academia, Season 2, Episode 5? Yes, Episode 5. I had to look over at my screen to make sure. This episode finally is the episode I feel like we finally kick things into gear. Not at the beginning, but definitely towards the second half, we felt like we really got into shape. Because the first part was, well, definitely the typical My Hero Academia vigilante type of format. Koichi and Popstep go somewhere. This time along with the girl that they work for, which was nice. I think Midnight was there. I don't think so. Maybe. Oh, I'm so sure. But they go to a mixer in disguise, and then, you know, Koichi's also invited because it's some of the people who are in, like, the group thing that they did on top of the mall openings, like the mall opening thing that they did at the finale of Season 1. So they all have a mixer. Girl gets jealous that her friend's getting close to Koichi. She gets mad, gives him some trigger. It's not even like a big trigger thing. Just all their, it wasn't even like the typical stuff where like they rampage. Just all their quirks started going out of control. And then I can't remember. Either Midnight was there or Midnight was in disguise. I don't think Midnight was in disguise. I think she just happened to come by. Maybe something. Yes, no, not 100% sure. But she does reveal herself, uses her mist that she has to calm down the boys, because her mist works better on men than women, and basically explains that, like, you know, tells the girl, like, why'd you do it, how'd you get it, puts her into custody, and all that stuff. And, like, you know, they do the whole interrogation. We get a little scene with the detective and Eyes all interacting, being like, oh, well, maybe I should go ahead and, like, you know, try to deal with this differently, because the trigger is all underground and stuff like that, or, no, sorry, I mean, it's been underground, but there's a new dosage which makes it easy and readily available, but because that's the case, it might become a luxury drug. There's a whole bunch of problems. Like, they're forwarding, like, the trigger is still around story, but my interesting part, and the thing I've been saying for, like, 4 episodes, is that it feels like that we're spinning our wheels here, and while I can admit that this episode at least kind of justifies what they're doing, and I see what they're doing now, it's still a little annoying, kind of, sort of, a little bit, to just, like, 4 episodes of just kind of nothing. Well, I'll at least say, like, the first 1 or 2 episodes, the first, like episode 1, episode 2, you can argue has the main villain. It's just that, like, I get it, we're setting up the main villain, we're setting up the second plot of, like, oh, there's a new dealer, and they're dealing out a new form of trigger, but also, like, we're missing a lot of parts I wish we at least addressed early on, or at least my rule is, if you're gonna do it within, like, 3 episodes, you know, the typical 3-episode rule. I know a lot of people don't abide by that anymore, but I still think that should be something, at least the writing wise, in practice, you should at the very least do, given how, like, the structure of things are. So, like, finding out that, like, finally seeing Knuckle Duster at, like, episode 5 is a little tad ridiculous, but I did like what they're doing with it, though, because my friend hinted at it, because he read a little bit of Vigilantes, but he told me about, like, we see Knuckle Duster is actually exploring some underground thug places, but we also find out he used to be a former hero. I forget what he was called. It was like Hyper Quad something, but he used to be a former hero who apparently got his quirk stolen, we assume, by All For One, and it seems like he still has some of that good reaction time, given the fact that he's able to fight and stuff like that. I don't know what his quirk was, but it seems like he has some good fighting ability of a quirk. But we also see that, like, we gotta check up on his daughter, and his daughter's good. There's still a little bit of tension, but there's definitely a little bit of, like, there's tension, there's animosity, there's a little bit of worry, but there is some form of love there, I feel, where, like, he comes back, and by the way, the thugs that were messing around with Koichi last season that, like, semi became, like, buddies, are now just watching over the girl. I have no idea what connection they might have, or if, like, she's gonna be just the new 4th person roaming around with them, which honestly would actually be pretty fucking cool. Honestly, I actually would like that, given the fact that, like, obviously she was trying to be this rebellious girl that went against, like, her parents because of how they acted, didn't care about them. But this group feels like a good group of, like, no, yeah, your dad's a shithead, but also, like, you should put that to something more productive. As Toma, a dude that has like spikes, gives her like a guitar. It's just like, listen, you shouldn't do all what you did, but like there's better ways that you could express yourself, and if you got the time to play the guitar, you got time to, put it to good use. Because there's other people that wish that they could do this, but they can't. So like I like that little dynamic. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. Fuck Popstep, fuck Koichi. Just give me. I realized that like season 1 I really fucked with a lot just because it felt like messed around. But once you separate Knuckle Duster from just like the rest of the plot, Koichi and Popstep are more just like a slice of life vigilante story, and then there's Knuckle Duster that actually brings like the meat to the table, given the fact that she has like most of like the trauma stuff like that. Because Popstep just wants to be an idol, Koichi wants to be a hero, but he does like little things. He's developing his power, but neither of them have anything super serious going on. I probably would have just preferred it if it was Knuckle Duster's story, if I'm being honest. Like, that sounds a little mean, but like I really like as soon as Knuckle Duster came back, I was like, I was locked in. I was like, bro, hold on, I need to lock in real quick and like actually like enjoy myself, because Knuckle Duster's back, and now they're bringing in like characters, and like we're confirming we're from season 1 and now we're season 2, and this is fucking later shit. Like I liked it, and then we went back to Koichi and Popstep, and I'm like, I get it, but I feel like I know what they're doing. And I might be here for it. Where Knuckle Duster put Popstep and Koichi kind of under his wing. Sort of, kind of, but not really. But it actually started at, like, season 1. Like, the end of season 1. Where he goes to get his daughter, but he's not there at, like, the mall event to show support or anything like that. Even though he said, like, he kind of wouldn't, and, like, he would be there to, like, fight stuff like that. But I don't think he saw them after that event, like, at all. Like, I think he just up and dipped to take care of his daughter. Which, to be fair, taking care of your daughter versus taking care of 2 randos, I get it. But I think what they're trying to do is that Knuckle Duster is someone who very much is willing to abandon things for other things. So that's why I assume, like, he's willing to abandon his daughter for something else, or abandon Koichi and Popstep for, going back to his daughter. And, like, while I may defend him being like, dude, that's his fucking daughter, I think what the show's trying to do is show that, like, they might get too big over their heads, and they might need Knuckle Duster to come and help them. So I would get it to an extent. I also like how Knuckle Duster still has friends in the police force, where like they interact, or they not necessarily interact, but like they still help him around with stuff like that, which does make me think that I don't know how Aizawa didn't notice that was Knuckle Duster, but again, at the same on how Knuckle Duster wasn't that former hero, but at the same time, he was wearing like a cover, so like maybe there's some plausible deniability there. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, I feel like we're finally getting more into gear with My Hero Academia Vigilantes. I'm fucking with it a lot more. I'm more invested now that Knuckle Duster's around. But so help me God, if we go back to another Koichi and Popstep episode where it's nothing but them, but dealing with another trigger villain and having to deal with that shit, I'm going to blow my fucking brains out. Please just give me a full episode with Knuckle Duster going through his shit, and I will be fucking happy. Or maybe this is Knuckle Duster going back. I'm not even 100% fucking sure, if I'm being honest. I just want more Knuckle Duster. That's basically where I stand. But let me know if you liked the episode or you hate the episode, what you think about the season so far. You can put your opinions down in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe for more of these videos that we upload every single day. And if you want to keep up with those videos that we upload every single day, then click the bell notification where you can get notified when we upload these videos every single day. My name is Vigilantes. I hope you enjoy very much this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.